Did you miss me? Hello, and welcome back to the weekly crypto review. So, the halving is done. I took last week off because, well, there was nothing really to talk about. Well, that's not true. Bitcoin went up. Yay! Let's take a look at the charts and I'll show you what's going on now. So, first off, down in the description, there's a link for the Brave browser. If you download it, you use it for 30 days. You get a great browser. I get $5 in BAT, which works for me. And this is a browser that allows you to use crypto. You also get paid in crypto for looking at commercials. Or advertisements, I should say. It's an all-around good deal. It blocks anything you don't want to see. So let's go on here to the actual charts. I got a couple of concerning things. I say concerning because most people are going to freak out if Bitcoin drops in price. This is the weekly chart. We've got the yellow and the blue lines. Blue line at 10,005, the yellow line at 11,005. Those are the resistance levels that we have had since Bitcoin went up in 2017. We've got the green line down and the green line up. This is the resistance and support that we've had since 2017. So all of these lines come from the last major run-up in price for Bitcoin. That means that they are well established, and as long as they're resistance, they're going to be major resistance. On the plus side, once they become support, they're going to become major support. And as you can see, we bounced up to and off of this green line. Let's see if we can pull it down here and show you. Comes from right up here at the top of the 2017 run. It has continued to be resistance since then. Now, 4 weeks ago, I talked about this spinning top right here. And it concerned me that it was a reversal signal. Well, then we went up the week afterwards. We went up quite a bit. Now we've got this red candle here. These two candles here, these last two candles form what's called a bearish engulfing pattern. And what that means is that the downward candle, the red candle, is larger than the green candle. We're talking about the real bodies here, not the shadows, but the real bodies. This red one starts at the top where the green one is at the top, but it goes down below where the green one started. So it is larger. Not much, but it is larger than the week before. So it is a bearish engulfing candle. That is another reversal signal. In fact, it's a bearish signal. So we've got the spinning top right here, which says we're probably going to reverse. And we've got this bearish engulfing pattern. And this is on the weekly. Okay, I'm looking strictly at the weekly here. Signs are showing us that it looks like Bitcoin is going to drop in price. Okay. I'm not worried about that. Again, I'm looking at what is Bitcoin going to do over the long term. And in this case, the long term is a year and a half. I'm looking at the end of 2021. I really don't care how much Bitcoin bounces back and forth in this triangle. And this triangle, it goes all the way into this time next year. I don't think we're going to go that far. I think we're going to break out up above well before then, probably between now and the end of this year. I think we're going to break out, and this is going to become support, and we're going to break across this resistance and this resistance, and by the end of the year, I think we could be close to, if not just above, all-time highs at 20,000. That would be about right. But remember, we're looking at a year and a half, roughly, approximately a year and a half, and most of the gains that we're going to see, just like we saw back here, are going to be in the last couple of weeks. The last month or two, where it goes parabolic, most of those gains are going to be in the last few weeks. What that means is that we could be well below what most people are hoping for the next year and a quarter. Don't let it concern you. We are, now that we've had the halving, now that the halving has happened, we are in that roller coaster ride. And if you grab a hold of it, if you grab a hold of that bar and you just hold on, you'll be fine. Most people are going to have a hard time with this because they're expecting that now that the halving has happened, everybody has hyped up that halving to the point where people who don't know any better, people who weren't around 4 years ago, are expecting this massive upsurge in price. Well, yes, it's coming. It is absolutely coming, but not in the next few months. Next few months into the year, yeah, we might be as high as 20,000, thereabouts, up in here, but not any higher. And honestly, I expect we'll probably be closer to 15,000. This is the slow part of that ride, and it's not going to be all the way up. It's not going to go straight up. It's going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. We're going to win. We're going to go up some. We're going to gain some. We're going to lose some. That's the nature of all markets, but specifically of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's volatility. I mean, if we look at just the volatility, you see that since last year, a year ago, we were up as high as 13.7. Okay? Last year, giving it a few extra weeks, early last June, I guess this is the end of June. Last year, we were as high as 13.7. Over the last year, we've gone up, we've gone down. More down than up, but we have gained a lot and we have lost a lot. This is the way Bitcoin and all markets work. Bitcoin specifically because of its volatility. It makes large moves both directions. Don't let the moves in the downward direction, like these three candles, don't let those shake you out. If you believe in the proposition of Bitcoin, if you believe that it is harder money than gold, if you believe that it is more valuable than anything else on the planet, and that it is worth $100, $200, $300, even $500,000 a Bitcoin, hold on to what you've got. Hold on as tight as you can. This is going to be a ride. It's going to, looking back, I guarantee you, and there's not much in markets, in the financial markets, people will guarantee. I guarantee you that if you hold on tight at the end of this ride, when we get to the top, you're going to look back and you're going to say, that was one hell of a fun ride. That was a blast. Because you will have held on to your Bitcoin to the top. Now, this assumes that that Bitcoin goes up to $100, $200, $300, $500,000. I absolutely believe it will. Why? Well, because of the stock to flow. Now, I want to show you. If we look at this, we are right here on the line stock to flow. But let's look back. So every time this line has gone up, I want you to notice that the price has always dipped below that line. All right, these are after each of the halvings. There was the halving in 2012, and then there was the halving in 2016. And after each halving, the price was on the bottom side, the low side of the stock to flow model. And if we look at this now, we were well above it. Now we're heading back down towards it. I fully expect we're going to be below it and trying to catch up, because that is exactly what we have seen every other time. The positive side of this is that as we try to catch up, we eventually do catch up and surpass it by a lot. We did that last time, and we went up where the stock to flow said it should be $5,700. We ended up at $20,000. Well, now this is saying the stock to flow is saying it should be right around $100,000. If we surpass like we did last time, we're talking about upwards of $400,000. That is the potential that we're looking at here. Of course, it will drop back down. It has to. In this case, $400,000 is way overvalued for where we're at in the market, where we're at maturity-wise and otherwise. It's too It's too overvalued. So it will drop back down, and that will be the bear market, just like we had here. It'll drop down well below what its true value is worth, and we'll pull our money out near the top. We'll put our money back in at the bottom, buy that much more Bitcoin, and we're off to the races again. This is the whole point that I have been trying to get across to everybody. Hold on to what you've got all the way up to the top. When we get near the top, you pull the money out, put it into a stable coin somewhere. You let Bitcoin drop back down through the bear market, which takes about 1 year. You put your money back in near the bottom, and you do it all over again. This is how you become rich in the markets. This is how you become rich in Bitcoin. This is what I'm doing, and I can't tell you that none of this is in any way financial advice, but this is what I'm doing. If you want to follow along, that's your choice. But this is what I'm doing. I am going to write it up, and I've got indicators here. This red line here and this green line here are an indicator that are going to tell me when it's time to pull my Bitcoin out to a stable coin. I will tell you as I get there, hey, we're getting close. Okay, I'm pulling mine out. That way you have some indication. Again, you have to make your own choices as to what you want to do with this. I know that I am going to follow my indicators and my instincts and my guts. I rode through the last bubble in 2017. I was telling people a month before it burst that, hey, this is going to pop. It was obvious to me. I expect this one will be obvious too. Last time I did not have an indicator to show me when it was going to burst. This time I do. I expect to make quite a lot of money this time. What you do is up to you, but that's what I wanted to point out is we're in for one hell of a roller coaster ride. Get ready, strap yourselves in. This is gonna be a ride. If you're strong enough, if you have strong enough hands, you will survive this, and chances are 90%, 95% that you're going to come out of this well ahead of what you put into it. I have absolute faith in this. Until next time, remember, verify, don't trust.